Hello. In this video, we will continue our discussion of parts of speech and we will focus on adverbs. An adverb is a word that modifies a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. So, an adverb can modify not just a verb but also adjectives and other adverbs. Let us look at these examples. First sentence, that idea is simply ridiculous. In the sentence, the word simply is an adverb which modifies the adjective ridiculous. Simply ridiculous. Ridiculous is an adjective and simply is an adverb which modifies the adjective ridiculous. Second sentence, she sings nicely. She sings nicely. Here, the adverb is nicely, which modifies the verb sing. How does she sing? She sings nicely. Third sentence, she did it really well. Now here, the interesting thing is that there are two adverbs in this sentence. She did it really well. First of all, well itself is an adverb. How did she do it? She did it well. Well is an adverb which modifies the verb do. She did it well. But we are using another adverb which is really to further modify the adverb well. So, well is an adverb modifying the verb do, and really is another adverb modifying the adverb well. She did it really well. So, from these examples, we can see that an adverb can be used to modify verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs. Adverbs can sometimes be divided into regular and irregular adverbs. Usually, adverbs in English end in ly. Many adverbs in English end in the ly suffix. So, you add ly at the end of several adjectives to make them into adverbs. Such adverbs are called regular adverbs. Regular adverbs are adverbs which are formed by adding the suffix ly to an adjective. Examples are slow, slowly, beautiful, beautifully, careful, carefully, etc. We know there are many such words. Even in the previous one, we saw really. The real plus ly, really. So here, slow, for example, is an adjective. Slow plus ly is slowly, which is an adverb. So these are examples of how regular adverbs are formed by adding ly to the end of an adjective. However, there are many exceptions to this rule. All adverbs are not formed by adding ly. Many adverbs don't even end in ly, like hard, fast, late, etc. Hard, fast, late. She ran fast. So here, fast is an fast is an adverb modifying the verb run. She ran fast. How did she run? She ran fast. Right. He worked hard. So these are, he came late. These are all examples of adverbs, but they don't end in ly. Now there are also some other exceptions like early, daily, etc., which are adverbs and they end in ly, but they are not formed by adding ly to an adjective. Early is not year plus ly. Early, it's a word by itself. It is not formed by adding ly to an adjective. Daily is day plus ly, day, day. And day is not an adjective, it is a noun. But still we have daily. He came daily. Like that. There are also some adjectives which change their form when they become adverbs. Rather than adding ly at the end, the adjective itself changes. Example, good, well. Good is an adjective, But if you want to make an adverb form of that, you don't say goodly, even though in old and middle English there are words like goodly. It is nowadays we don't use it. So good, instead of saying what is a adverb form of good, instead of goodly we say well. How did she perform in the exams? She performed well, right? Like that. So, these are examples of irregular adverbs. Adverbs which do not end in ly, adverbs which do end in ly but are not formed by adding the suffix ly to an adjective, and other adjectives which change their form completely when they become adverbs. Now, we should also keep in mind that there are many words which end in ly but are not even adverbs. There are many adjectives that end in ly. അപ്പോൾ എല്ലാ ആഡ്വേർബും എൽ വൈയിൽ അവസാനിക്കുന്നില്ല. അതുപോലെ എൽ വൈയിൽ അവസാനിക്കുന്നതെല്ലാം ആഡ്വേർബ് ആവണമെന്നില്ല. Sometimes they can be adjectives also. Examples are a kindly teacher, a lonely girl, an elderly person, a friendly policeman, etc. So these are actually here kindly, lonely, elderly, and friendly are not adverbs. Rather, they are adjectives. Now you can also kindly, for example, there are sometimes words are used differently. So when you say something like she spoke kindly, then kindly is being used as an adverb. But when you say a kindly person, a kindly teacher, a kindly smile, there kindly is being used as an adjective. So I think we had mentioned this even earlier, but one thing that you should keep in mind is that the same word can be used as completely different parts of speech. So kindly here can be in this particular phrase, a kindly teacher, it is an adjective. But if you say she spoke kindly or he smiled kindly, then they are used as adverbs. Similarly with words like hard and fast also. Suppose here when you say he ran fast, there fast is being used as an adverb. But if you say a fast car, then fast is being used as an adjective. So basically, how do you tell whether a word is an adjective or an adverb? You have to look at the function of that word. എന്ത് ഫങ്ഷനാണ് ആ സെൻറ്റൻസിൽ ആ വേർഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് നമ്മൾ നോക്കുക. If that word describes a noun, like a kindly teacher, it is describing the teacher, and teacher is a noun. നൗണിനെയാണ് ഡിസ്ക്രൈബ് ചെയ്യുന്നതെങ്കിൽ അത് അഡ്ജക്റ്റീവ് ആയിരിക്കും. But if the word describes either a verb, an adjective, or another adverb, then it is likely to be an adverb. So looking at the function is the best way to tell which part of speech a word belongs to. Now we will look at different types of adverbs. Basically, most adverbs tell you how, in what way, when, where, etc. something is done. If you ask the questions how, when, where, etc. to the verb, the answer that you get, that is usually the adverb. So some of the most important types of adverbs are adverbs of manner, place, time, and frequency. So for example, in the first sentence, he speaks quietly. How does he speak? He speaks quietly. It shows the manner in which he speaks. So it is an adverb of manner. Quietly is an adverb of manner. I live here. Where do you live? I live here. So here is an adverb showing the place where I live. So it is an adverb of place. We will leave tomorrow. Tomorrow is an adverb which shows the time. When will we leave? We will leave tomorrow. So verb in order when and the ചോദിക്കുമ്പോൾ കിട്ടുന്ന ആൻസർ ആണ് adverb of time. She never sleeps late. Late is an adverb of frequency. And other words like occasionally, rarely, how frequently something happens. That the words which show how frequently something happens are called adverbs of frequency. Now we will look at a colorful chart which I have stolen from the internet, in which we look at 6 types of adverbs. So the first 3 types are given on this slide. Adverbs of time, frequency and place. We have already mentioned what these are. So there are some examples of each of these types. Adverbs of time: already, ago, before, yet, never, yesterday, soon, lately. All these are words which show time. When did something happen? It has already happened. It happened long ago. It has never happened. Soon it will happen. It happened yesterday. It will happen tomorrow. These are all words, adverbs which show time. So they are called adverbs of time. Some examples: I have heard this before. I have not seen him since. I haven't spoken to her yet. She will be here soon. So all these words like before, since, yet and soon in these examples are adverbs of time. Next is adverb of frequency, and examples are always, usually, normally, often, sometimes, occasionally, once, twice, etc. Examples: it's always cold in this room. How often is it cold in this room? It is always cold. I normally go to the gym. How often do you go to the gym? I normally go to the gym. They often go out for dinner. I occasionally eat junk food. So all these words like always, normally, or often and occasionally are examples of adverbs of frequency. Next is adverb of place, and examples are here, there, everywhere, near, nearby, down, away, backwards, forwards, upwards. All these are the adverbs of place. If there is upwards, there will also be downwards, but yeah, such words. Examples: is that your scarf there? There, is that your scarf? So there, it is showing place. I have lived here for about 2 years. Where have you lived? I have lived here. So, here is an adverb of place. I walked backwards towards the door. I walked backwards. She turned her face upwards to the sun. So, here backwards and upwards are adverbs of place. Now, two words in that sentence is not an adverb. What is it? Can anybody guess what it is? Two words. Just like for or to, towards here is a preposition. Anyway, adverbs of time, frequency and place. We have looked at these three. Next, adverb of manner, which again we have already mentioned. Examples are so, slowly, badly, beautifully, delightfully, loudly. So if you ask how to the verb, then the answer you get is an adverb of manner. The soldiers fought bravely. How did the soldiers fight? They fought bravely. Is that so? She dresses beautifully. We waited anxiously by the phone. All these are examples of adverbs of manner. How somebody dresses, how somebody waited. All these are examples of adverbs of manner because they show the manner in which something happened. Next, adverb of degree. It shows to what degree something happened. എത്ര കണ്ടും സംഭവിച്ചു എന്നുള്ളതാണ് കാണിക്കുന്നത്. Examples are almost, fully, rather, quite, too, enough, perfectly, etc. I am fully prepared. How far are you prepared? I am fully prepared. I am rather busy. How busy are you or how far are you busy? I am rather busy. So you can ask how, but actually it means how far or how much. She's almost 30. They are perfectly suited. So in all these examples, the words fully, rather, almost and perfectly are adverbs of degree. Another kind of adverb is adverb of affirmation. It shows, it states something very clearly. It affirms something. Certainly, surely, apparently, obviously, no, undoubtedly. These are sometimes called adverbs of affirmation. And it's interesting that they are not used exactly like the other adverbs. It doesn't directly relate to a particular verb. Let's look at the example sentences. Surely you are mistaken. Apparently it's going to rain today. The design certainly looks good on paper. So here words like surely, apparently and certainly are, they perform a very specific function, which is to emphasize or which is to state something very clearly. Rather than just saying you're mistaken, you say surely you're mistaken. So there's a certain certainty or a certain kind of affirmation, a certain emphasis given. Apparently it's going to rain today. Apparently, if you look at it, it looks like it's going to rain today. So again, it's a statement. I think it's going to rain today. It looks like it's going to rain today. The design certainly looks good on paper. So these are certain examples of adverbs of affirmation. Next, there is also something called conjunctive adverbs, and that actually some of the conjunctive adverbs are also, you can see that they are also examples given as adverbs of affirmation. So conjunctive adverbs are also called linking adverbs. They are adverbs which are used to link ideas, phrases or clauses. So because they link ideas together or phrases together or clauses together, they are called linking adverbs. And why are they called conjunctive adverbs? Because by linking two different things, they are performing the same function as a conjunction. So we will discuss conjunctions in another video, but you already know what are conjunctions. Conjunctions are words used to link two words, two clauses, two phrases or two sentences. So conjunctive adverbs perform the function of conjunctions. Some examples are accordingly, besides, comparatively, conversely, equally, further, hence, in comparison, incidentally, namely, next, now, rather, undoubtedly, additionally, anyway, elsewhere, finally, in addition, in contrast, indeed, moreover, nonetheless, similarly, subsequently, thereafter, also, meanwhile, consequently, nevertheless, finally, next, furthermore, otherwise, however, still, indeed, then, instead, therefore, likewise, thus, etc. I think I have used indeed twice, but anyway, this is not an exhaustive list of conjunctive adverbs, but these are some of the most commonly used conjunctive adverbs. And when you study conjunctions, you will realize that these are examples of what we call subordinating conjunctions as well. Many times, the same adverbs are used as subordinating conjunctions. Now let's look at some examples. I don't want to go. Besides, I'm too tired. So here the adverb is besides, and it is not used in the same way as the word beside, which is an adverb of place showing near. He sat beside the river. That is different. That shows place. But here besides is also an adverb, but what it does is it performs the function of a conjunction. It is saying, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Besides, it's not just that I don't want to go. Apart from that, I am too tired. So it is linking these two ideas or these two sentences together. Besides, I am too tired. Furthermore, they had not consulted with her. So after having said something, maybe she is angry about something that they, whoever they are, have done wrong. And then furthermore, to add insult to injury, they have not even consulted with her. ചെയ്തൊക്കെ തെറ്റാന്ന് പോരാ, എന്നോട് ചോദിക്കാതെ ചെയ്തു. She is very angry. So when you say furthermore, you are linking that sentence, whichever sentence begins with furthermore, you are linking it to a previous sentence. So link ചെയ്യാന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to link them together into one sentence. using words like furthermore, what you can do is you introduce a sentence using an adverb, a conjunctive adverb like furthermore. But that sentence, by using that adverb, you are linking that sentence to a previous sentence. ഇതിന് മുമ്പ് പറഞ്ഞ എന്തോ ആയിട്ട് നമ്മൾ കണക്ട് ചെയ്യുമ്പോഴാണ് നമ്മൾ furthermore എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. Then next one, you must be very familiar with this sentence. It is part of some basic logic. You can some basic lessons on logic. These are usually pointed out using this. All men are mortal. Socrates is a man. Therefore, Socrates is mortal. So here the word therefore actually links all these three sentences. All men are mortal. It is a sentence, it is also an idea. It's saying one thing. Socrates is a man. It is another sentence, it's saying something else. Socrates is mortal. Third sentence, it is also saying something. But when you use the conjunctive adverb therefore, you are linking not just these three sentences to form a larger sentence, you are linking the ideas together so that whatever comes after therefore becomes the sum or the conclusion drawn from whatever is said before. So the first two phrases, all men are mortal and Socrates is a man, they become the reason or the causes, and whatever comes after therefore, that is Socrates is mortal, becomes the result or the conclusion of whatever was said previously. ഇതിന് മുമ്പ് പറഞ്ഞ കാര്യങ്ങളുടെ കൺക്ലൂഷനായി നമ്മളൊരു കാര്യം പറയുമ്പോഴാണ് therefore എന്ന് നമ്മൾ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. So these are all examples of conjunctive adverbs. So in this lesson, we have tried to understand very briefly what is an adverb, what are the different types of adverbs, and what are their functions in the English language. Thank you.